All right, so today we are going to show you how to put together ring holders so you can take x-rays on your patient. We're going to put together, to do a complete FMX, we have bite tabs, we have arms, and we have rings. So we want to go to the bar every time we take an x-ray, and that's what I'm talking about. So if you put these together in that order, it's really hard to get it wrong. So let's start with our bite tabs. Over here, I have them separated by color. Red is going to be for bite wing. Blue is going to be for your anterior PA or periapical. And yellow is for your posterior PA or periapical. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put together the ring holder for the bite wings. So on your bite tabs, we're going to get the red bite tab. We're going to get the straight arm. And we're going to get the red ring. We're going to put it together in that order, B-A-R, bite tab, arm, then ring. Here's our patient. Fred volunteered to help us out today. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the bite tab like we're going to put it in the patient's mouth. So this looks like a little whale tail. The patient is going to bite right here. You're going to have the whale tail go away from you. You're going to take your arm and make sure the arm points towards you. So the arm is pointing towards you. They're biting right here. So there's our bite tab and our arm. And then we're going to line up our circle. When you line up your circle, make sure that your circle is in the middle of the bite tab, because this is how you're going to line up your tube head to take your x-ray. So whatever is in the middle of your circle, your bite tab needs to be right behind it. When you put this in the patient's mouth, so we're going to do the right side first. We're going to go in and we're going to have the patient slowly bite. And what we're looking for is a right molar bite wing. That is going to get tooth numbers 1, 2, 3, 30, 31, and 32. Then you're going to come forward to get your premolars. So come forward, angle it just a little bit, have the patient slowly close. Now you're getting tooth numbers 4, 5, 28, and 29. When you go to the left side of the patient, you're just going to flip this over. You're going to have the patient open. You can do the premolar first. So you're going to get 12 and 13, 20 and 21. And then you're going to get a left molar bite wing. You're going to get 14, 15, and 16. Down on the bottom, you're going to get 17, 18, 19. So there you just took 4 bite wings on your patient. Part. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the anterior periapicals, anterior PAs. Anterior is going to be blue. So let's go to the bar again. We've already been once. Let's go again. You're going to get your blue bite tab. You're going to get your arm. Some of these, the prongs, you can see the color comes off on it. So I need you guys to remember what this arm looks like just by looking at it. Don't depend on the color. And you're going to get your blue ring. So when you're doing anterior periapicals on the maxillary, you're going to get tooth numbers 6 and 7, 8, 9, then 10 and 11. So again, hold your tab. The ridges right here, that's what the patient's going to bite down on. Hold the tab like you're going to put it in the patient's mouth. You can see this is more vertical because the roots on your anterior teeth are longer, so you have to have a vertical x-ray on here. Hold the tab. You're going to put your arm on the right side. Make sure that this metal piece goes down towards the bottom. When you line up your ring, this looks like a little director's chair. So here's your chair, your little butt's right here, your feet's hanging off right here. There's your camera. So make sure your bite tab is in the middle of that ring. You're going to do PAs on 6 and 7. Then you're going to do 8 and 9. Then 10 and 11. When you go down to the mandibular and you're going to do this, you don't have to take this apart at all. You're just going to take and drop it down. So on the mandibular anterior PAs, you're going to get tooth numbers 22 and 23, 24, 25, and then 26 and 27. Did not have to take this apart at all. So let's recap. We just took 4 bite wings, We just took 4 anterior PAs, or I'm sorry, 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. So we've already taken a total of 10 x-rays. The only thing we have to do next is your posterior PAs. If you put this together in this order, you're only going to have to take your Ren holders apart one time. So let's just start up here on the upper right. So on the maxillary right molars, we're going to get tooth numbers 1, 2, and 3. Hold your tab. Let's go to the bar again. There's your ridges. That's what the patient's biting on. So hold the tab like you're going to put that in the patient's mouth. Take your arm. You see this little elbow right here. This elbow has to come out. So make sure that the elbow comes out. If you put this together the wrong way, you're choking your patient with the elbow, and that is not cool. So make sure your elbows, or as my students like to call them, make sure your chicken wing is coming out. So your chicken wing's coming out, and you're going to line up your circle. Make sure, again, that bite tab is right in the middle of that circle. This is very easy to get off just by a little bit. See how that looks off? This is what you're lining up your tube head with, but your x-ray sensor's up here. So make sure everything is in the middle. Now once we have this together, here's what we can do. We've only got 8 x-rays to go. That's it. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to come over and do tooth numbers 4 and 5. I always like to work smarter, not harder. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over diagonally. We're going to drop this down. So when you drop this down, you're going to come down here to the lower left. You're going to do 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. You did not have to take this apart to go from the upper right to the lower left. But now we're standing on the left side of the patient. So let's take this apart. Again, put it in order. B-A-R, bite, arm, ring. Hold the bite tab. So we're going to go up here to the maxillary left. Hold the bite tab, ridges right here. Put your arm on with your chicken wing coming out. Make sure that elbow is out. And then you're going to line up your circle again. Make sure again the bite tab is in the middle of the circle. Now on the maxillary left, you're going to do tooth numbers 12 and 13, 14, 15, and 16. All we have to do, guys, is come down here and do this lower right side. So let's just flip it over, walk to the other side of the patient, and you're going to do 28 and 29, 30, 31, and 32. If you put it together just like that in that sequence, you only have to take the posterior Ren holders apart one time. So do diagonals. If you're going to do the upper right, come down here and do the lower left so you don't have to take it apart. Then you do your upper right, you leave it together, you come down here and you do your lower right. I said lower right, upper right. This is upper left. Then you're going to come down here and do your lower right. And that is how you put your Ren holders together. Get your bite tabs, that's your B to the bar. You got your arms together. There's your A, and now you have your rings. So go to the bar every time you take an x-ray, and it's really hard to get that wrong if you put it together in that order. B-A-R. Red is for bite wings, blue is for anterior PAs, yellow is for posterior PAs. I'm done.